Hi, everybody. Welcome to Transforming Mission. This is Module 1 entitled Missio Dei, the Mission of God. Before I share with you on that subject, let me just remind you to be diligent in your readings for this week. Also, take a look at the notes and quotes section of your module and the guided questions before we meet together for our online group meeting. It will be really helpful and enhance our discussion if you are real familiar with that material. Okay, I've written just a bit on this subject, Missio Dei, and I want to read a little bit of that to you. This will only take a minute, so please be patient with me. Missio Dei is a term in Latin coined by theologians which translates to the mission of God. It's a concept that expresses the belief that God is actively involved in and committed to the redemption and transformation of the world. That's an idea that we probably have little problem with. It emphasizes the idea that mission is not just a human activity, but rather our participation in God's own mission. The Missio Dei is rooted in the understanding that God is a missionary God. It's part of God's nature and character, constantly reaching out to humanity with love, grace, and a desire for reconciliation. This is a concept derived from the teaching of Scriptures, which reveal God's redemptive work in history and his ultimate plan to reconcile all things to himself. As believers, we're called to participate in and partner with God in his mission. This understanding shifts the focus away from viewing mission as a task or program carried out solely by human effort, and it highlights the fact that it's ultimately God's mission that we're invited to be a part of. The Missio Dei encompasses both evangelism and social action, or acts of love and compassion towards others, what in YWAM we call mercy ministry. It recognizes that both are aspects and essential components of God's mission to bring about wholeness, justice, and salvation for all creation. In light of the Missio Dei, our understanding of mission grows beyond traditional missionary activity, such as sending missionaries to foreign lands. This may still be a part of it, but it's more than that. It encompasses all spheres of life and calls us to live out our faith in all of our daily business, whether it be in our families, our workplaces, our communities, or whatever our global context might be. The Missio Dei challenges us to view mission holistically, recognizing that God's kingdom is not just limited to a spiritual realm, but encompasses every area of life. It invites us to engage in activities that promote justice, mercy, and compassion, and it addresses issues such as poverty, inequality, oppression, and even environmental stewardship. It calls us to work toward the flourishing of individuals and communities and creation as a whole. Additionally, the Missio Dei calls us to embrace cultural diversity and to cross boundaries in order to share the good news of Jesus Christ. The first Christians were all Jews. You know that. They had to cross mind-boggling boundaries to embrace the Gentiles, who were also loved by God and part of his people, in spite of all Jewish thinking at the time. The Missio Dei challenges us to break down barriers of prejudice and discrimination today and to seek unity and reconciliation among diverse peoples and cultures. In summary, the Missio Dei is the belief that God is on a mission to redeem, restore, and transform this world, and we are invited to participate in that mission. It encompasses evangelism and social action and calls us to actually live our faith in all areas of life. The Missio Dei compels us to seek justice, promote love, compassion, and work toward the flourishing of all individuals, all communities, all creation. It encourages us to embrace diversity and break down barriers and share the message of hope and reconciliation that's found in Jesus Christ. The Missio Dei is a good thing. It's huge. It's beautiful. If you can get a hold of the idea of your participation with God on God's mission, you've got it. It's life-changing. Now, let's read more about that this week and about how mission as we know it has been changing, and then we can look forward to meeting together in our small group online time. I'm looking forward to it. I hope you are too.